Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we are kicking off the week in Westhill on the Citadel server in Minecraft. Normally I would do a snapshot stream, but last week, as we covered on the spawn chunks yesterday, Mojang announced that the snapshots are now feature complete and they're going to be working on bug fixes. We're still going to keep an eye out for the snapshot at around 11:30, so like an hour and a bit. We'll see when the snapshot comes out. We'll maybe take a look at the changelog and see what's up. I might switch over and play some snapshot if there's something in there that's enticing, but chances are it's going to be just bug fixes and some tweaks. So for now, because I had such good momentum on the distillery in the basement of the Westhill Keep on the weekend, we're just going to pick up where we left off. And I think we're going to work on the copper stills today. I don't know. I might still have some sealing left to do. There's a few other bits around the back that we didn't get to. We didn't quite finish all of that. So we'll start there and we'll kind of move on. Isaiah Brooks King, hello, welcome in. SweetSandi, good to see you. Lucid Wolf, hello. Turtle, welcome back. Moira, thanks for the lurk. And Blast Jordan, as always, good to see you. Hope you're all having a good Tuesday so far. It is weirdly cool here today. Like, it's not bad. I'm happy for the break from the heat wave, but it's weirdly fall vibes. Like I'm not ready for September and October. It's only halfway through August. Or I guess it's 2/3 of the way through August, I guess. But anyway, let's flip on over. Keeping the intro short, there's a new episode of the Spawn Chunks out. You can go and find that at thespawnchunks.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And I think that you will have a good time this week. We talked about copper everything. It was all email based. We had a bunch of email from listeners, and so we talked about copper rails. We talked about copper golems. We talked about all kinds of stuff. All right, let's look around and see what I need to do here. Right, that ceiling's not done. I need to move this. The floor back here is not finished. We haven't done any texturing on the floor over this way either. Everything up here is done except for the stills and the floor. So maybe we should start with the floor today. That's probably a nice change of pace from last time. So, don't need salt. I'm gonna have to go make more deep slate, I think. I kind of think I should get 2 shulker boxes going for copper. I think I should have one for oxidized copper, like the 2 oxidized versions, and then one orange one for the 2 other kinds. I think that would be a good way to separate that out. We're definitely gonna need some cracked bricks. Definitely gonna need some andesite. Need some more mossy cobble too. All right, mossy cobble, cobblestone, bricks. I need more of those. think that's it. Oh no, wait, we need smooth stones. And I'll probably mine up enough regular stone. Yeah, it looks to be about right. Lady B, your birthday was on Sunday. Well, happy birthday. One of my best friends has a birthday on Sunday as well. Copper Rails sounds interesting. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to the episode, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so the Copper Rails was an idea that Johnny actually pitched on 362, and then 363, which was yesterday, we had an email where someone had written in based on a response to Johnny's idea, but flushed it out and thought about copper rails being made with glowstone dust and copper. And basically the idea was powered rails would only be start, stop, or pass through. And copper rails would be essentially accelerator rails. So the copper rails would be the ones that would make your minecart go faster or slower, depending on how they were oxidized. It was a neat idea. I thought it was pretty cool. So we're just going to start by putting in all the bricks, and then we'll start doing the texture after that. Don't think we've missed any spots as far as the first pass. Looks good. Oh. I'm really not sure what we're going to do with this drain at the back. Maybe an interesting design challenge. I might want to see what I can do about the outside. What I should do is give ourselves some stairs here. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we make this part go lower. I think this is all just above water at some point. Oh, keep that for there for now. Yeah, let's see. I was gonna try and center this instead of having it here. I think it could be kind of cool to have it centered around this. I did not anticipate this much mud in the floor. So we may have to dig this out to make it a little bit more interesting. All right, so what are we looking at? So this is not centered on that. And I'm all right with that. I think I would rather have... I don't think I want the drain to be centered under this arch. I think I want the drain to be centered on this wall. because this is the outside wall here. So I feel like this is the better choice. What is it, a 3x3? Yeah. And then I guess we'll center it here as well. So it really only has to move over a little bit. And how do we want to do this? I think I want to submerge the grates. I'm going to need a bucket. You just followed the spawn chunks on Spotify. Fantastic. That's awesome. Thanks very much. Hope you like it. Usually the people that have found me here found me through the spawn chunks first, so it's always nice when I can direct someone towards the podcast. That sounds really useful. Probably talk about copper rails. That would be so many possibilities for roller coasters and rail transit. Yeah, exactly. The other thing is that you'd have the ability to slow down. That was the idea of one of the in the email, was that sometimes minecarts go too fast for people. And so on the show, we were talking about how it would look if you slowed down a minecart with a copper rail that was oxidized. I don't know if it would be super green. People might not want them to be green. There might be like a green indicator on them, but like I think the whole thing would still look like a rail. But then there, as Pixarus pointed out, because he was messing around with different shelf loading mechanisms in the snapshot, that if you have a minecart hopper going through water, it goes slower. And so you essentially have two speeds for every rail. There would be the speed at which the rail would go on dry land, and then the speed at which a rail would go if it was waterlogged. So by just adding 8 new kinds of rail, or 4 new kinds of rails with 4 different speeds, you'd get 8 speeds in the game because you could vary them with water, like waterlogging them or not. So I thought that was cool. I think this has to go wider. I just realized I need regular stairs. Oh, this might not work. Might not be central. It is not. Because that's too... okay. I might not be able to center it that way. Yeah, I think we're going to drop this down. I wonder if there's something else I could use instead of these iron bars. I don't think I knew that they changed the sound for those. So the other thing I want to do is I want to punch a hole through this on the outside. So if we briefly go outside, you'll see what the other side of this looks like. Bally, thanks very much for the tier 1. 12 months. Can we get some love in the chat for Bally? Celebrating a full year supporting the channel. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Bally. Has it been 12 months already? I know, right? All of a sudden we were just talking earlier that it's like nearly the end of August and it feels like fall. So this is what's on the other side of that wall. Dang it. That was a lot of landscaping that just blew up. I did not even see him. Awesome. You know, the longer I play, the more I am very tempted to remove creeper damage. I guess I should have done that with stone. I had more of it. I don't even remember how this looked. At least the petrified slabs didn't get blown up. Anyway, this is the other side of that, and it actually has stuff down here. And I was thinking, I didn't realize we had these buttresses here. I was thinking it would be cool to put like a drain, like an actual culvert right there. And I think that might be worth it if I can figure out how to do that. So I've got 3 mud pieces and that actually does go right inside. Okay. So that could be a fun way to have a little, if we can do it so that we can see it, I think that'd be cool. So temporarily we'll put in probably cobblestone. One, two, three, four, 5. Oh, do I need more bricks? I need more bricks. Oh, that doesn't look as cool as I thought it was going to. Maybe I do need to curve it. Maybe it needs to be over this way more. Maybe this needs to kind of like have a right angle. So weird. I think I can push it a little bit farther south. Yeah, it looks better not rectangle. It looks better as a square. I think that looks pretty good. So it's not centered this way, but I feel like it gives more room here. So then here is where I would want to put the iron bars. Probably get some cracked in there too. And I would probably want to dig this away a bit. Oof, the water. Time to start filling that in. I don't have a good way out of here except for out this way. Ember Antics, hello. How's it going? Yay, squid farm. Yeah, it'll absolutely turn into one. That's for sure. Once we get a water source over here, we should be okay. Now, why is that not combining? There we go. I've always hated this kind of stuff in water mechanics. You can see why I put the cobblestone in. think that got it sorted. Still some water that's flowing down, but we're not going to be spending much time down here anyway. Okay, so now that we've got that done, I wanted to put another... I think the water is actually going to be up one level, so we'll still add one more layer down here. That. Right. And so if I wanted to do iron bars, I think I'm going to put the iron bars on this level. Let's just hop out and see how that looks. Plus we could then waterlog them. I think that's good. I think this needs to go down by a block. Oops. Yeah, that's pretty good. We could probably put more dirt down here. Of course, the one time I don't have more dirt in my inventory. Only room for hope. Hello, welcome in. That's a fun username. Dirt. Coarse dirt, as a matter of fact. Do that. Scrolling through the Minecraft category at the moment, looking for a laid-back stream to study to. Hey, look. You found the right place. Gotta stay on top of your studies, and I sometimes question if I'm too chill. I think that looks okay. Might want to bring that around to there. Sorry, it's a bit jumpy. Trying to make it look like it's built on top of some sort of bedrock. I think that's pretty good. I need to go get a couple of slabs though. And also where did that come from? Don't let me forget to go fix the island that blew up too, or the point right there. All of these are going to need to be waterlogged, aren't they? I think I can get rid of this. Why doesn't that make a water source? There we go. Okay, so I don't know how we're going to do any kind of culvert in there just yet, but at least we've got this part. So don't want there to be too much because there's not a lot of light in here. That looks pretty good. Yeah. That looks all right. So what I was thinking is that we put in just enough of those that there's still a hole. And then I think that looks okay. Probably want to cover it in deep slate. I might want to make that one lower. I might be able to see it from up here. Not quite. We might want to make these into stairs. I knew that was going to happen. Probably from the right angle. I just can't quite see it. I sworn I had deep slate with me. Definitely not lacking in content. No, it's been several years. Yeah, everything's over on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. M-Dog, resubscribed to Tier 1, 48 months, 4 years. 4 years supporting the channel. M-Dog, thank you so, so much. You're on the server, right? You're on the patron server, I want to say. Yes. Cool. How's it going? How's it going on there? What was I looking for? Deep sleep. Do I have enough dirt? No. Don't know if we can... I guess I could just use some netherite. Maybe some netherite fences or something. I'm already getting sick and tired of bobbing around in the water. Yeah, Substreak, that actually should bring a... Oh no, it was 26 minutes ago. I say it could bring a hype train pretty close, but things have to happen a little bit closer together than that. Let's grab the grass while we're here. Now bring this out. I'm gonna fix that while I have a chance. I should just bring this whole thing. That should be all we need. seems about right. My guess is that there was more of that stuff around and probably more blocks up here. I really don't remember exactly how this went. And then after that, I'd imagine it was probably just grass. Seems to be what I've done all along here. Maybe we'll throw in some ferns. I wouldn't have had the new bushes. There would not have been anything like that. See how that looks like from over here. Okay. Sleep first. Where's the bed? That was not a way into anything. Here we go. Retro Shaggy, hello, hello. Kiwi Soda, welcome back. Yeah, I guess it looks okay. Like we might have lost some grass up here too. Yeah, I know it's not exactly as it was, but close. Still not sure about this back door. Oh, I need nether brick fences. Need more nether brick fences. Can I do that in here? No, it's walls. I need bricks for that, don't I? Crap. I've not had to smelt netherite or a netherrack in a long time. So the idea down below here is to try and have something this. We will need to waterlog the things. And then if I put something here, I still need to connect it to something. That looks okay. I feel like I've done this in the past. Where is another one? I think they've always been straight. Don't know that I've done them on... I don't know that I've done them on an angle. Quick west side tour. So for anybody that's new, as I think there are a few new people this morning, this is a 4.5-year-old medieval town build. Yeah, that's pretty straight. And we've just been slowly adding layer upon layer to this area. And the last few weeks have been the tail end of it. We're almost done. This basement build is the last large process that I have to do. I was thinking the other day that I actually didn't do much along the eastern landscape. And so while I don't want to get into another 2 weeks of landscaping, I don't want to leave it completely untouched. So this might not be the end. Even when we finish this keep, there's still going to be at least a couple streams of me walking around, like looking for things I've missed. Yeah, that's also straight, but it does kind of go around a corner. Yeah, okay. Thanks for the lurk, Lucid Wolf. Appreciate it. Kiwi Soda, never get tired of seeing Westhill. I wish I could step inside the Minecraft world and live it. Thanks very much. That's kind of you. Is there another gate over this way? I don't think there is. Don't think there is. That's a bridge. Bridge there. Yeah, I think it's all good. One of the last things we actually added was this secret door. There's a door right here. Takes us in the back. I think it might be worth removing these altogether. strange. I guess there's like a... Oh, there's a section here that doesn't have any water in it. That's what's going on. Water is so weird in Minecraft. And that still didn't fill it all in. Kind of dizzying, but hopefully it'll sort itself out. Thankfully, I thought to put some ceiling in. Still doesn't change the texture over here. Almost need to like raise the water level and then remove it. I think I like that. Like, I think that's the final look. Is going to be the water up to that level. That seemed to fix it. So the thought here would be have something like that. But I'm not sure how that looks.
Here you can watch Joel struggling with the water, just lucky he doesn't drown under his keep. And this is how Sandy says, "Time for your break."
Thanks very much for the break reminder, Sandy, and the David Attenborough sticker. Yes, you are correct. You are correct. Time for break and time to not drown. So I don't think I need this part. I almost want to get like a sea lantern or something to put down here just so I can see what I'm doing for now. I think this might be better off as deep slate. I think that looks pretty good. It's more about what it looks like from the outside, but we will take a look at that after the break. I need to stick to these this week, make sure that I stay on top of them. If you're new to the channel, I take a break once an hour. It gives me a chance to grab another cup of coffee. You can too. Also grab a friend. We're trying to increase the views on the streams these days. So if you can tell somebody about the stream, it's one of the best ways to spread the word. And I will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. All right. I think we're getting close to finishing up this drain. Let me go look at it from the outside. No fast way out that way. Now that I got it closed off. Obviously, we'll want to change a little bit of the block selection here. Oops. But yeah, I think that looks all right. I like using the cobbled deep slate. A bit of a highlight, kind of draws attention to it. I mean, you still can't see it from the surface. I guess you could maybe catch a glimpse that there might be something going on down there. Oh, I think that's good enough. Been slowly learning over time to just not dump tons and tons of time into designing something that people just will never ever see. That all looks pretty good. Can't really see up in here, so it should be fine. Now I guess all this we can just sort of make part of the rocks. Yeah. Now here, I might want to actually bring this down a little bit. Yeah. Now, a fun thing to do in here would be to add some sea pickles as just like a fun little accent so you can see a little bit of what's going on. So if I was to stand here and look down, like if this has got like a stair there like that, it'd be cool to have like a little bit of light maybe down there somewhere. So instead of this, maybe we'll put like, I don't want to see the sea pickle, so I might have to tuck it around the corner. Yeah. That's a slab. Can I see that? sort of. Man, it's hard to navigate and see what you're doing. The way that water pushes you around with Elytra is just so broken. I think I'm going to be able to see that. Yeah. I think that's good. Nice. Now we'll obviously decorate this. But I'll know it's there. Yeah, no, exactly. I've been designing Westhill in the round. That's always been the case. Never leaving interiors empty, like all that kind of stuff. So the hard part is that I can't put a textured bit on the edge, but I can put stairs here. I might need the mud. Maybe I'll do cobble there. Definitely need some more light down this way. We'll have to hang some lanterns somewhere. My thought process is that these would look... Oh, it's the wrong way. You'd get a little bit more of the mossy stuff happening when things turn a corner. That might be too much. So you need to waterlog this whole thing. Now, how do we do this? I would say it just like that. That worked out a little bit better than I was expecting. I wonder if this is worth moving over to here. Yeah, that sort of seems worth it, right? Yeah, all right. I wonder... That might look good as a slab. Yes, but I will switch it to a brick slab, I think. Yeah, and then I can start and manipulate this a little bit and turn this into like a cobble stair. Don't think... No. Yeah, okay. Ooh. Could I then do this? No. I think we'll move this one. Oops. I think that's pretty good. Maybe we'll switch those. And then we can add in crack bricks. Am I just not getting these back? I wonder if they're going outside. So we've also got these smooth stones that are kind of peppered around. So I'm going to try to add one or two over here. I think I have to pick these up for now. It seems pretty even. Cool. Okay. So now it's just a matter of adding in just a little bit more texture here and there. I feel like we were doing mostly cracked, some andesite and some smooth stone. Looks pretty good. Don't know about this one. I also want to have another little section where we walk over this. I feel like probably used a lot of these spruce trapdoors. I do like the odd copper trapdoor. I think spruce probably there. And I would say probably about here. Maybe we'll, I think we'll just leave it like that. Sometimes I find with texture, if you can kind of like indicate where people might be walking, helpful. Odd texture to have there. Don't know whether that should be more mud. Not. This stairwell definitely is going to need some DLC. Hey, there's a new snapshot. Let's take a short break here and take a look at the snapshot. Some food. Should be able to bring this up. $25W 34A. Just released. This week it's time for a smaller snapshot with a new main menu panorama, code of conducts for servers, and much tinkering and fixing with our new friends, the Copper Golems. Happy mining. Developers note the rendering changes introduced in 25W31A for entities are now expanded to affect block entities and items. Please report any issues you encounter in these areas. I don't think I remember much about the rendering stuff. That might not have been something we delved into on the show. Servers can now have an in-game code of conduct. We will skip over that. The main menu has an updated background panorama showing copper golems in a village. Interesting. The end light flashes. The sound effect produced by a flash now has a higher delay. The hide lightning flashes accessibility setting has been renamed to hide sky flashes and now applies to the end flashes. When the end flash is disabled by the setting, the world is not, will not be lit by the flash, but the flash source will still be visible in the sky and the sound effects will play. So you'll see like a pulse in the background, but it won't change like your surroundings. Minor tweaks to blocks and items and entities. The eyes of the copper golem are now invisible as well when splashed with a potion of invisibility. That would be floating eyes. That would be weird. Copper golem hitbox has been tweaked. That's good. The hitbox is now 0.6 blocks in width to be able to pathfind through open doors, and the hitbox is now 1.01 blocks in height to not get stuck in certain blocks. Okay. We were having some pathing issues where trying to get around a copper golem was really challenging. So I'm not sure what it was before, but it obviously was larger than 0.6. Copper golem and copper golem chests or copper chests are now audible from up to 12 blocks away. The copper sorting sounds have been tweaked to be quieter. That's good. Technical changes, data pack versions, block states. Really nothing going on that I think we need to explore immediately. Any bugs? World selection screen. They fixed the flashing table, flashing a UI. Not seeing much. Arrows. Copper golem statue item entities are rendering too large. Copper golems with the NOAI tag can adjust their rotation and spin. Looks like there's a lot of copper golem bug fixes. Inconsistently activating trapped chests. We don't have any trapped chests in the snapshot playthrough that we have right now, but good to know. Yep, not seeing much. Okay. So probably not going to be a snapshot stream this week unless I decide there's some sort of progress I need to make. Yeah, like these blocks are just disappearing somewhere. I think this might be a good spot for some mossy bricks. Origami Tiger coming in with a raid. Thanks very much. Welcome in. We were just looking at the snapshot. Mostly bug fixes. My G-Gens, hello. Welcome in. Jerry May. What were you up to on stream, Origami Tiger? Really appreciate the raid. Playing Minecraft. What were you doing in game? If you're new to this stream, you can find a lot more on Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube, but let's just go upstairs someplace cool. Say hello to everybody. This is our basement distillery, but we are currently in the basement of this giant keep. Bowie Cars, hello, how's it going? Getting very annoyed with the Blaze Farm. Man, I remember Blaze Farms. I have definitely had some issues with Blaze Farms in the past. Did not die. Well, that's good. That's good. They're definitely tricky. I found them very difficult to set up. Blaze are really aggressive. They're not a fun mob to deal with. Folks, if you're new to my channel, my name is Joel, and I stream and podcast full-time. You can check out the Spawn Chunks podcast on your favorite podcast app. A brand new episode came out yesterday. We talked about the new snapshot, 33A, as well as a bunch of emails all about different ideas for new copper items in the game. So it was fun to have that discussion with Pixelriffs on the show. And you can also follow me on social media, Joel Duggan, very easy to find. TikTok is taking off right now, so I'll point you towards @JoelDuggan on TikTok, where I post clips of the stream, clips from other games that I play. And of course, you can also check out the Joel Duggan VODs YouTube channel, which is where this entire area is all archived. This 4.5-year build has been completely documented on YouTube. I don't play unless I stream, so everything has been done live. So it's very cool. Origami Tiger, you found me through the podcast. Awesome. Very, very cool. So this is the area that I was talking about earlier, where I really haven't done much. I've done the flowers along the side here, but we didn't do anything up through here. So don't think I'm going to get into that too much, but I don't know. There's definitely some places where like some diorite, and I wouldn't mind just hitting that with some extra bone meal, just to kind of see what happens. Yeah, some of this stuff could be a little bit nicer, but that's the only other thing that I can think of. Thanks for the shout out for Origami Tiger. Appreciate it. And yes, folks, go check out what Origami Tiger was doing in terms of the battle for the new Blaze Farm. I'm sure that was entertaining. So what we've been working on the last week or so has been this honey mead distillery. The idea is that there's bits of honey in there, so it looks like a vat full of honey. And we have not done all of them yet, but today we've been working on this drain. And the cool part about this drain is that it actually connects to the river out through here. And so you look at where it is on the map, It actually drains out into the river, and the river kind of snakes around through here. So that's been most of the stream today, actually, and we're just about to try to figure out like what we're doing for lighting in here, because obviously these torches are temporary, and the ceiling obviously needs a bit of TLC. I think, I don't know. I guess we could probably do lanterns there. Maybe not here, but I'll probably do them on this side. So I'm pretty happy with this floor. I don't think we need to do too much more to it. Oh, that might be a little bit much. And we had other barrels and stuff stacked over here, so I'll put those back for now. Return to that idea later. I needed something to listen to, so I have started from the start. So that has been really interesting as you started around the time I came back into Minecraft after having your kids. Oh, that's cool. Listening to your predictions for villagers updates has been fascinating due to knowing what's about to come. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Origami Tiger. Yeah, the texturing here I think has been pretty fun. The thing about the spawn chunks that we usually recommend for people is that if you're new to the show, listen to the latest episode. And then if you want, because there's a week between new episodes, we only record on Mondays. You can always go back and listen to the archive in between. But when a new one comes out, we always suggest people listen to the new one because, of course, then you're up to speed on all the latest news and you know all the ins and outs and stuff. I'm going to need more bricks. I need to do some unfortunate, monotonous mining. I need my pickaxe. We're really low on deep slate, or cobbled deep slate, I should say. Trying to remember where there's deep slate around that I can just go get. But it's probably faster to do it this way. You have listened to the newest ones? Not Mondays yet. That is tomorrow's. You're driving to Melbourne. Oh, cool. You're on the other side of the planet. Nice. That's awesome. It's so cool when you're streaming and you realize that, like, you know, I've got people that watch from Sweden, the Netherlands, all over the USA, as far away as Singapore, and I'm trying to remember. Where Jumbo Cell Gaming is from. Might be Taiwan. You are farther than Singapore? Yeah. Yeah, Australia and New Zealand, I think, are the two farthest points for me. Like, I think if you drew a line through the globe, I'm pretty sure that Nova Scotia is somewheres off the coast of New Zealand. I think it's between... It's either off the coast of New Zealand or it's like somewheres between Australia and India is where the exact opposite side of the planet is from me. Alright, so we got bricks. Do I need cracked bricks? I probably do. Yep. I need some basalt. And I'm gonna need polished deep slate walls. Tile wall. You're in Victoria, so southern Australia, before you go to Tasmania. Wow, really out there? That's awesome. I've never been to Australia. I've never been off the continent. Well, lie. That's a lie. I've been to St. Lucia. My next vacation destination, I think, is going to be Mexico. It's been a while since I've had a vacation, though. I'm so glad that I made the floor of the main floor of the keep so thick. It makes this a lot easier to not have to worry about punching through to the next room above. I think it's like 3 or 4 blocks. Like, it's a really solid, thick room. I think the idea was that I wanted to make sure I gave myself plenty of room for stuff like this. Oops. That's pretty good. chains and lanterns. Origami, thanks again so much for the raid. Take care. I appreciate it. It's late for you there. Cheers. Have a good one. That's that part done, I think. Yeah, that looks pretty good. No dead areas. There's a light in here too. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to get rid of those torches on the walls. And we also have to do this entire section. First, I think I need to figure out where the wall's going to go. So I don't know if we're going to have a hole there. The thing here is that this is an outside wall. Right? So we can't move or change that. I was thinking about adding a wall here. Don't know if we're going to be doing anything here. I could easily just turn this section into another small cell like this and just have it be closed off. I don't think we need to have it connected. It would be maybe neat to have a door here. Look, it's over by 2, in by 1. So I could technically move this back. So we've got 2, 1, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 1, and then that's 5. So here is where we could do wall here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's because of this little change. But this is a wall that we can't move either. Right. This is probably the easiest way to do this. Just put a door there. I do like that, so maybe we'll move that out forward. If I put that here, that would probably look pretty cool. We may not keep it as stone. That might be better off as tough bricks. Iris Bear, hello, hello. It's going well. I think progress is being made. Happy about that. Inventory woes as usual. As per usual. Running low on tough now, too. Have you been here before, Iris Bear, or is this just the first time you've said hi? But your first time here, how did you find the stream? We've had a number of people say that they've been coming in from just browsing Twitch, which is cool. Is this an outside wall? It is. I think I'm going to change that texture. I increased the volume of the Minecraft game today as well, so let me know. I'm sure it's probably about the same for most people. Don't know whether to make this a door or whether to just make it an archway. I think that probably looks a little bit better. That could be a cool opportunity for a lantern. That's probably going to go and change to the other texture stuff. There's my basalt. Minnie Hollywood, hello, welcome in. I don't think I've seen you stream before. Been listening to the podcast for years though. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Well, thanks very much for listening to the show. Glad you like it. I feel like I need to put in like a sit down stair. What have we been doing for the doors? Upside down andesite. Nothing there. Tough. I think maybe we'll try tough. Minnie Hollywood, how did you find the stream? Actually, maybe deep slate would be better there. Ooh, I think I like that better. Yeah. okay with that on both sides. What we'll do on this side though is we'll switch that out to tough. Means I need to switch out some inventory stuff here. I think. Don't know if I need those. Bring them anyway. Just scrolling. Awesome. We've had a lot of people since I started doing these morning streams. A lot more people I find are finding the stream organically on Twitch, and I would not have put Twitch high on the discovery platform. Like I would think most people would find me on the podcast, on TikTok or YouTube, and then find the stream after that, right? Now here, we could maybe even scooch in a little tough there. Really wish we had cracked tough bricks. Oh, nope. Not that that works. Yeah, that works better than the brick. Yep. Good, good, good. Let's steal you. And probably here. Sure. I guess we'll keep the same sort of flooring theme. Maybe a little andesite in here somewhere. Stream is past 2 hours. Thanks. Appreciate that, Sandy. Broke a block I just placed. That looks pretty good. I'm not sure what this could be used for. Maybe we'll have to figure out a way. Sort this out. I need to move some shulkers, it looks like, though. Also needs some light. Yes. So here we've got it hanging on the outside. I imagine here the thing to do would be to probably hang the lanterns on the inside, and it may be the easiest thing just to hang them on a chain. Maybe not right from the ceiling. Maybe we'll put something like maybe like that. This looks a little bit funny. That, or we do like a whole thing like this. What do we think, chat? Wall at the top or wall in the middle, with or without the chain? Think about that, and I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Just need to grab another cup of coffee. Right after I say hello to Lekrin, I don't know how to say the rest of your name. Nick? Lekrin Nick? Came in from the Spawn Chunks podcast and was wondering what you're doing. We're working on the basement distillery. We're in the keep over here. See this stuff? You probably saw the screenshots this week, but this is where we are. Kind of in the back dungeon area. I'm going to have to start ripping down a couple of walls here in a minute, but we're just trying to figure out how to do the lighting in this back corridor and what is even going to be in here. I don't know. I might just put some storage or something back here. We'll see. Anyway, I will be back in just a few minutes. All right, let's go back and see what we can do about this hall. What are your thoughts, chat, about lighting? Do we like the wall up there, or do we like it lower? I think I like seeing the chain. So I think it's either the chain all the way up or the wall and then the chain. I think wall, says Sandy. Yeah, I think so too. Now here we've got this thing coming down. Although this is all going to change. I think this all needs to be ripped out and started fresh. So let's take a little bit of a break here. I'm also getting tired of jumping around these things. So let's put some of our stuff back. I almost want to grab another shulker box for a cobble deep slate. And chains. So let's move some of this out of the way. I think I should give myself at least this much room, so we'll move the shulker boxes over here. Some of these can go in the ender chest. That one, that one, that one goes in there. I guess I can just put this stuff over here now. To move all this stuff eventually. do I have? Chests are in there. I do think that putting an ender chest as a label on a shulker box is a bad idea. I absolutely click on it sometimes thinking it's an ender chest. That one right there. All right, let's move the water. Move this over by one. All right, this is the backpack. What's in that? Just odds and sods, huh? Now we're running into the logistical nightmare of some of these shulker boxes just not being important, but still being full of stuff. Well, we're going to have to move that. I guess we'll do that down here. Well, we've got extra shulker boxes, so that's good. I can probably just temporarily fill this up. I can put these other shulker boxes in here. We have lots of spares, which is nice. Happy 6 years. I think this is cosmic. Yep. Keep that somewhere. That's gonna have to come down. So this has gone from being organized to chaos. So this little section is going to be a dungeon. I feel like this is an outside wall, so we can't mess with that at all. So this is just going to have to stay the way that it is. This is going to stay where it is as well. So it'll be a door here. And yes, we could make another door there. Don't know why there would be two entrances there. This could be worth turning a corner. I don't know. I think this will be worth walling off. So I could see like a double door to our storage here easily. And I think that this has to stay. Yeah. Yeah, that's staying like that. One, two, three, four, five. So this arch could probably move forward. So we're gonna have to move these. We are running out of space. That can go in here. Eventually we're going to be moving all this stuff anyway. Whoops. Man, can't aim today to save my life. Eugene, hello, welcome in. Okay, so I think what we'll do here is copy this for now. Two, three, four, five, six. Right, this is technically wall. I think that's going to work out okay. Weirdly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's going to have to move. I think that's possible. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, that's, we could move that, I think. The idea is I want this to be sort of the dungeon, so we can either expand this or move it back. We'll see. I think the thing that right now is just to tear it down. Get rid of some of this stuff. Do have place for heads, so we can store these somewhere. Don't know why we would need them, but you never know. Could come in handy. We're going to do like a sci-fi build in the future, and it might be fun to have some custom head textures or something for different stuff. Surely we've got a shulker box here with some empty space. some of the mini blocks are more useful than others, obviously. So we created this little idea of a dungeon before Deep Slate was in the game, so we can probably come up with some better ways to do this. Right, I don't think this needs to be 2 blocks thick. We could keep it that way, but for now, move this around. There's the door there. I don't know what we're going to do here. I think this is probably not going to happen. Need to find a better place for the water. I mean, some of these I guess I should be just storing in the chest, right? Stuff I don't really need. Yeah, like I can't remember the last time I used some of this stuff. When you get into jumbles like this is where the shulker box labeling mod really comes in handy. Alright, so that's all cleared out. So I think the thing to do might be to just kind of remove all of this and start from scratch with just the full scope of the space and seeing what we can come up with. I probably want to continue some of the tough design. Alright, so that's going to stay there. Right, so that has to stay right up to here. Now, honestly, I think that curve is probably just fine. Like, I feel like that's probably good for what we need. I could do this if I wanted to. Now this, I think, is just all, yeah, arbitrary. This has to stay because this is an outside wall at some point. Oh, no, okay. That's not outside. This is outside. Right. Okay. That's outside wall. So then this is all inside. So this has to stay here on the corner. We can fudge it if we need to. Yeah, it sounds like I have a visitor upstairs. You're right. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I feel like it's close by. Probably outside. On one of the balconies. Nope. This is all lit, so it should be fine. I guess they can always spawn somewhere and wander in, but I'm sure it's probably from like a nook or cranny or a cave or something that's underneath all this. That, or maybe it's behind here. There's a spot back here that's kind of dark. Nope. Well, won't be in there. You have a bat sound too. I've named a bat that I think is somewhere in here. So that if you're hearing a bat, that's probably what that's from. But yeah, we're over, once we get into this section, we're over caverns and stuff like that. Because if you remember, we go over here. There's like there's a ravine that runs underneath the west part of the city. I think it's in here. Yeah. There's a whole ravine. So like that's, I think, part of the keep basement. Well, maybe not that far. But there's possibility of stuff spawning. There's probably caves connecting. There's an abandoned mine shaft down there. And that runs that way, I think. How do I get back out? Aha. Oh, there's lots of possibilities for that to go places. Yeah. That's like my my playthrough on the snapshot world. That there's a huge dripstone cave that goes all the way to diamond level. I should try to find a data pack that makes the eating animation lower. I find it very intrusive. Alright, so that was all not outside. This is all going to be inside. There's no external walls, because you think about where we are. We're underneath the library, I want to say. So we could do all kinds of stuff with this space. This doesn't have to be the same shape. So this could technically expand a little bit if we wanted it to. do think it's going to be easier. Right, I think because that's an outside wall, that's why I had this kind of brought in that way. Probably going to be easier to keep that. So more than likely easy to keep that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It might be worth it to expand this a little bit. So if we're talking about like new dungeon cells, that I'm going to grab some of these. Tiles are pretty dark, which is fun. I guess we should just continue the bricks the whole way around. Black floor would not look best. Now that, to me, is an outside wall. Yep. Don't know if this is. This doesn't look like it is. No. Is it a dungeon for villagers? Probably not. Dislike villagers. I find them quite annoying. So if that's an entrance there, we're probably going to want to cover this part up here. There's the bat. See the named bat? Upside down. Yep. So I feel like we could change this to match the other door, maybe? Trick is I can't change this wall or that one. That's an outside wall. So I think it might be fun to have this be deep slate. Because then I could cover this up. I do like the new bat designs. I think they're fun. Oh, no, there. There's a polished stair I think we put over the door. Can I see much from this side? No, because this thing has the drop, right. I think I'd rather do the lantern. I have one of those left. So it goes 1, 2, 3 above the door. Go here. Oh, it's the wrong kind of wall. You're in the way. He's probably going to be stuck in here now. You know, I don't mind the depth. It might be fun to do that. Yeah, maybe we'll get some more tough bricks and do something different. On this side, though, guess we'll end up doing the same thing. Need more soul fire stuff. Yep, definitely need some more tough. Oh, wait a minute. That's not going to work on this side. Slowly and slowly, the inventory fills up. Oh, come on. Don't know about the tough here. Vampire Maid, hello. Missed a few videos of the Spawn Chunks podcast. I've been busy. Happy anniversary. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, we hit 7 years last week. Doing well, having a good summer. Adjusted the streaming schedule to be a little bit earlier, so that's working out. Right, I wanted to get the tough bricks, didn't I? No, I think I wanted to try this all tough as well. Yeah, I think I like that better. The only thing I'm not sure about is maybe this middle part. I'm wondering if a stair there might look better. Thanks for the lurk, appreciate it. Always good to see you. Yeah, I think that's maybe the way to go. That means the top is going to be very easy. What else do I want there? Cut basalt, cut polished. Whoops. just to make sure things are consistent. This wall feels a little bit strange, but I don't know if there's really anything we can do. Go back up and make sure that doesn't look funny in the staircase. Which it does. That's probably about as normal as we're going to get it. Hey, 0666, how's it going? I've been meaning to reach out. I still haven't made any decisions about my computer, but I think I want to pick up a new video card. I think I can get a little bit more life out of this system. I do it that way. Lord Andy, hello. Okay, stairs look good. Hopefully the inside looks good now too. It's tough when you get the texture that you can see on both sides. Yeah, and then this is... Okay, that's gonna stay like that. That's fine. Let's do that the other way. Yeah, just a little variety. That changes that wall. Do we not want to do that? Maybe we don't want to do that. I'm okay with that change. Lord Andy, we're working on what will be the dungeon part of the basement. That's the plan anyway. I think right now this might be better off as bricks. Which is not the end of the world. And that line I think is in the stairs. Yep, okay, that stays. So one of the things we can do there to make that look like it belongs is to create a bit of an arch, because this is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Oh, maybe not. I think that just has to be higher. Weirdly, sometimes arches look a little strange when they're just by themselves. But when you've got like a bunch of them, it looks like it makes more sense. All right, so we got a space of 5 here. Try to keep that in mind. So also here. Now this could get moved. This doesn't, this is very expandable. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think what we need to do is maybe knock this out. This will make our life easier, I'm sure. Thanks very much, Sandy. Appreciate it. Cool. So then if we wanted to have this space is 5, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we can put this here. And then that means that the space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which we could push back a little bit or bring forward a little bit. Because technically that's the outside of the place. But so I don't know exactly what this room is going to be. This is just going to be temporary storage. We might end up walling this off at some point. Right, all right. Put some of the stuff up on the walls. Obviously, we'll have to figure out a better way to light it. So we had cells along there. I'm wondering if it might be more of a presentation to have something like this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that these connect, right? No. Really wish they did. It'd make things a lot cooler looking. Yeah, it would be much nicer if that connected. So that could be more of like a larger, just a larger cell rather than separate cells. And then we could use this room for something else. I'm not sure what that would be. More storage, maybe. See, this is the other thing, is like I want a place where the finished product needs to be. So like somewhere we need to have actual barrels of things. And this is where I thought some of that could go. Something like that could be interesting and fun. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. I put that in the wrong spot. Thought that looked odd. So I'm not crazy about that connection, but we can maybe work with it. This is stuff that might also look good as tough. We'll have to mess around. Yeah, we'll have to see. This might be better off lower. It doesn't compete. That feels a little bit better anyway. And then those don't kind of conflict in terms of the tangents of the geometry. And then this doesn't have to be like that. That could be bigger. Move the door. Not that it really needs to be specific, but we could probably recenter that to match up with this. So it gives us a decent amount of space here to do some things. And then we also have this. Rough the rest of this in. I don't know what we could do over the top of it. I guess previously I had brick slabs, but I like deep slate tile are pretty dark too. Feel like that's a little on the low side. I'm not sure. Feel like the ceiling should maybe come down. Maybe we end up with something that comes down lower. Filling this in because I've got it. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll put some stairs or something on this side. Yeah, that's not bad. Those could even be tile stairs, or we could just oh no, wait, that wouldn't work. Yeah, they have to stay like that. The other thing we could do, although no, there'd be a door here. I was thinking we could make the whole thing a gate. But if I do that, then it would make no sense that there would be a door here. If I put the jail cell here, that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, once we add some textures and some layers and stuff like that, it should look okay. So the real decisions now are just going to be to me figuring out what's going to happen out here. And obviously these walls will end up being very similar to these walls. That might mean that some of this might change to tough. I do like the fact that this is all stone because it's connected to the keep upstairs. So we'll probably leave that stone. But to keep this kind of dark and dank, we might end up having to push this out a little bit because I might want to have a different texture on the back here. Doesn't make it feel as big, so I may not do that. We may just leave that open. We'll have to see. The other alternative, of course, would be to close this door, like wall that off, move it over to here, and then have this whole thing be the cell. But that seems like a really large cell. And then this just doesn't have a purpose at all, other than a quick morbid disposal for anybody that passes away in the dungeon. You just toss them down the drain. Anyway, we still have lots of work left to do, so there'll be another stream for that. I'm going to pass you along to somebody else playing Minecraft, so let me just see if I can find somebody live. Usually there is around this time. Just refresh the old feed. Pearlescent Moon is on Hermitcraft. Sometimes Megabyte's live, but they're not. Oh, yes, they are. Let's send you over to Megabyte, a lovely streamer, sometimes with adult language, so if you have a small human on your lap, just be aware. Other than that, they are very sweet. I'm sure you'll have a good time. If you want to check out the latest episode of The Spawn Chunks, it's available on your favorite podcasting app. It's also up on YouTube if you want to watch the video version. That helps us out because, of course, we get some advertising revenue from that. So please share it with your friends. We're trying to grow the listenership for the podcast. I'm trying to grow my viewership for this channel. So if you like what you're seeing, you can see the whole archive at Joel Duggan VODs on YouTube. Tell someone about it. I would really appreciate it. It costs you nothing to recommend my content to other people. And I'm working on some new formats. I think some of the VODs might be shorter in the future. I'm still going to stream for 3 hours or so, but I might be chopping the VODs up into more like 30-minute pieces. So keep an eye out on the YouTube channel for that. And we're trying to finish up Westhill. That's what we're focusing on this week. So you can expect more of the same here in Minecraft. Follow me on social media, Joel Duggan, and check out patreon.com/Joel Duggan. That's where you can support the channel and join the patron server, which is brand new, started on August 1st. So it's only just 2 or 3 weeks in. So cheers. Thanks very much, folks. Enjoy your time with Megabyte. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.